Hello guys, welcome back. This is another video about Aba&Preach. Now, Aba&Preach are very unique and interesting. They have some entertaining videos sometimes, but this video is here to expose everything they do. Everything about them, they're going to be exposed in this video. Now, sit back, relax, get your coffee, get your little snacks, and let's get into this video. Now, the thing about Aba&Preach is they always seem to address women. They look dusty, always talking out of the side of their neck. I mean, they're really not as funny as they're supposed to be. Preach is the Haitian immigrant, but he's not that smart, looks goofy, and a lot of people think that he's gay, even especially the guy with the locks, and that's Preach. And Abba's the goofy guy that always talks about how he loves white women. Both of them are very white identified, that's for sure. They don't really give a shit about black people. They only care about themselves. And I mean, they've already made numerous videos where they say that they're not friends. They're not friends. They're business partners. They're not friends. They only do videos together and they work. Like, they're not friends, like anything like let's not mistake them for that. Now, some people have said that they look like they're in a ersatz homosexual relationship. And that's none of my business. That's none of the audience business. But, considering their track record, you gotta really look into that. Now, the fact that they're from Canada, and Canada is very whitewashed. Of course, their identity is gonna be whitewashed. Of course, Abba's gonna have a white wife. Of course, Preach is gonna have a white girlfriend. Come on, guys. Both of them have girlfriends that look nothing like them. So doesn't that indicate a level of self-hatred? They have nothing to offer women but an inflated ego. They expect the world from women. They're pandering to the YouTube algorithm by making content that is agreeable with quotation marks. They act like the house Negro that does whatever their white daddy tells them to do so they can benefit, which is what they're doing with their YouTube channel. They're benefiting because they're pandering to the YouTube algorithm and making content that's agreeable. But make sure you don't step on any toes, right, Abba? Considering how much money they make, why are they still in the same dusty room wearing the same clothes? His wife, I'm talking about Preach, is a childhood love who's Caucasian. The way Abba talks, also, you would think he's with a black woman, but he's married to a white woman, interracially. And I find it strange how Abba never lets Preach talk. It's always Abba talking. Abba's always the one talking over him. He's controlling the conversation, and the fans took notice to that. They started saying, "Oh, let Preach finish his sentences." So that kind of tells me that Preach is kind of a bitch, kind of submissive. Abba's the more dominant in the partnership in their YouTube channel. I find Preach more funny than Abba though. Like, he's more organically funny. He doesn't try as hard as Abba does. Abba's more of a try-hard. And you see how he made a video talking about he used to be a cheater. Abba did. Abba made a video talking about how he's a cheater. Now, the first thing that popped into my head was that he was trying to get ahead of something that might be coming out. Even the way he described the situation, he comes off like a complete asshole. I mean, I wonder if the girl he might be aware that they have a little platform that is getting popular now. She has been speaking on it, tweeting about it. I don't see him as a type to come out with. I really don't think he's coming out with a video talking about I'm taking accountability without being prompted. I'm telling y'all, there's something. I'm telling you guys, there's something that we don't know about him. Like, we need to look into Abba a bit more. I mean, he's probably a huge gaslighter in his relationships just based off of the way he speaks. I mean, I hate it when he uses things like, "Oh, I'm using common sense and logic to invalidate feelings" and stuff like that. It's kind of weird. I mean, Preach is definitely funnier than Abba. I mean, seems genuine. He's easier to be around. I mean, he looks like he's easier to be around. I mean, I remember when their comment section was filled with people saying Abba needed to let Preach talk. I already mentioned that, but it's pretty interesting. And now Abba he took heed to those words. He's starting to let Preach finish his sentences. I mean, do you guys remember when they made that video and Abba made it a point to mention that he and Aba&Preach were not friends? It's kind of weird. Like, this YouTube partnership is a business first. I'm pretty sure they probably found a thread on Google and they made the video because they got exposed for lying and making shit up. YouTube constantly recommends their videos to everybody. It's kind of forcing them into people's feeds, and everyone's tried to skip them, but it's like they just seem like the standard men's rights activists kind of guys that it's kind of whiny. Their content is whiny. It's like, oh, it's unfair to men, and they act like men are the biggest victims, and they try to find cases to prove their point in the most obscure places, for sure. Completely ignoring the fact that for every man that's a victim of mistreatment, there's probably like 5 women that are being mistreated. It's a norm in the society for women to be mistreated, but the cases that men are being mistreated are negligible. But he continues to talk about that. It's kind of strange why these guys have such a big YouTube following. Strange. I mean, they're both married to white women. That kind of tells you something about their character. Aba's very insecure. He's very insecure because he's used to growing up and trying to fit in with white people all the time. As a black Muslim, he was in the military too, guys. I mean, if you didn't know that, he was in the military. And the military does have some evidence of racial abuse in the Canadian military. Canada's very whitewashed. Preach, he seems more content, more mature. He probably needs to find his own thing because, pandering to extremists is not going to take you that far. It appears that they're both staunch misogynists. Like, if you look through their videos, like, they tend to take up for men who have sex with minors. It's true. That's actually true. They do tend to take up for men who are pedophiles. I mean, I found a thread talking about that, and I'm looking at this tweet right here that says that they made a video talking about how it's not okay to leave your kids around men because of how society views men around the children. And now they're having this big drama with Fresh and Fit. Come on, man, Fresh and Fit, they're 2 frauds too. They're another pair of frauds as well. They're all frauds, most of them. And what type of content do Aba&Preach really bring to the forefront? The only thing they do is react to other people's content. So their content has low production value. Low production value because it's not their own original content. They're just reacting to someone else's content and giving their take on it. And apparently they talk about taboo subjects, culture, and social issues. And they believe in value. Yeah, well, I don't know what to really say about that, but... And Aba has, dates with hookers on Zoom. It's pretty strange. Why would you have dates with hookers on Zoom? Kind of tells you what Aba&Preach are both attracted to. White women, as you can see in this picture. But I mean, wouldn't you think, looking at this picture, that these 2 guys are buddies? Wouldn't you think that? Seriously? Why would you not think that? For real. I mean, I get the sense they don't really give a shit about black people. Just trying to pander to the YouTube algorithm and be white identified and trying to seek favors and shit like that. Yeah, tell me what you guys think about the video. And I am out, man. Peace.